So that was On the Hoek, which is Dutch for Around the Corner. A composition by Sacksioni, who is Dutch and lives in the Netherlands and has been fingerpicking since the 60s. And he mainly plays his own compositions and a few arrangements of other songs. And this is one of his easier pieces. And I find it interesting because it's a mix of alternating bass and monotonic bass. We're in standard tuning, and here are my E's. Tablature is free, and there's a link in the video description and some more information about Sacksioni, which is a very interesting guitarist to check out. Okay, let's start with the lesson. And I'll play the first couple bars very slowly. So we're starting with 2 hammer-ons. And this is on the beat, off beat, on the beat, off beat. And let that ring, that's important. And then I form my regular G chords. Pinky on the 3rd fret 2nd string. So we let that ring, and then we go to the 4th measure, the 2nd line of the tap. Hammer on, and then we go to a C chord. And much of the melody plays between the 2nd, 3rd and 4th string, which is also a bit of unusual, you could say, in fingerpicking. So it. And for those 2 bars, 5 and 6, which we have the C chord, we have the monotonic bass. Add your index to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And then we go back to the alternating bass. To a G chord. Just for 1 measure, and then back to our C. Also for 1 measure. Alright, let's review what we have so far. And in that 7th measure, I'm muting with my picking hand. I pick with my middle finger that open 2nd string, and then I rest. And let that G string there, that G on the 1st string, let that really ring. And here it seems that we have to play the alternating bass in that measure, that's measure 10, but it's temp, index. Sorry. So that's from measure, let's say 8. And notice that in measure 10, that second hit on the 6th string 3rd fret, it's very silent. You could almost play that. And we go back to our C. And in measure 13 to an A minor. Adding the thumb wrap, 1st fret 6th string. Hammer on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. And then, that's the best way I finger it. You could do, of course, bar, but we don't like to bar on the 1st fret for an F chord. And so, again, pinch, index, pinch, index. Then we go to the 2nd page where we have to bar. And that's F6, I guess. Pinch, pinch, and temp. And I don't play that in that second, it's pinch, upstroke and temp. And you can make that upstroke strong. And then we slide the whole thing to the 6th fret, barring the 6th fret, and keeping that triangular shape. So we have 8, 7, 8, 6. And you see, I'm keeping these 3 fingers, not the index. I keep those on the strings and I slide up. And that's probably the hardest part of the song. It will take a bit of practice. Sorry. So the pinky does a lot of work there. To the 10th fret, release, 10th fret, release, 7th fret. And when we are at the 7th fret here, that's bar 16, 17, 18. You have to release everything. Try to keep it just tiny little bit on the 7th fret. And then so let's review that 2nd page. So then we form in the 19th measure a G chord, a D chord, and I play that temp, index, middle, index, and then with my middle finger, middle, hammer on, and hard enough so that the first 2 strings ring, index for the 2nd fret, 3rd string, pull off, again with the middle finger, again the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then stretching to the 5th fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, sorry. And then we're starting with our, and we're playing it again. So one more time, that 2nd page. And mute that. also important when you go to that bar, don't worry about the E strings. You don't have to fret them, you don't have to play them. So concentrate on that. And later on, even that second string isn't into play, so they are not fretted in full because it's a bit a difficult stretch. The tension would become too much, so try to play as economically as possible. So after we play the whole thing twice and use that first ending a second time, then we play the whole thing a third time and we end with the third ending. Sorry. So, add the pinky to the third fret first string, and then stretch again, 5th fret, leave it there, and back. So, that's it for On the Hook. Have fun!